What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing my top picks for Tuesday's main NBA DFS slate. All right, guys, so go ahead and get the homework out the way. Please drop a like button for me. Please go ahead and tap it. It really helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. And as always, please don't forget to subscribe before you go. And drop a comment below, guys. Let me know who you love and hate on today's main NBA DFS slate. All right, so let's go on over to our tool of choice. That would be Draft Dashboard. I have a 30-day trial for $1, and the link is in the description of this video, guys. Check it out if you like what you see. So let's go ahead and break down our top plays at each position. So let's go ahead and start off with our point guard. For me, one of my favorite plays on today's slate is going to be Mr. Lonzo Ball. I'm not sure why, but he's looking like a good play to me at 6.7K at home, going up against Chicago. 215 point over and under game. Alrighty, 6-point favorites. I think Lonzo Ball has a pretty good game right here, man. Getting his rebounds, some 3-pointers, and some assists. Dropping those dimes against Chicago, so it should be a entertainment game in my opinion. So I like Lonzo Ball. Also, for a little bit of a value play, I like Dennis Schroeder in this matchup versus ATL. Right now, they have the game tie a 9-point game. I was surprised when I saw that they had this game at a 9-point differential, so they only have Oklahoma City as a 9-point favorite. I was very, very surprised. But Dennis Schroeder, as you can see, last game put up 37 DraftKings points versus this team. Now he's playing them on the road in ATL. I expect something similar at 5.4K. That's a decent value for Mr. Schroeder. So definitely I got him on the radar in that ATL game. Next up, Brandon Ingram, man. Again, 6.6K. If you look at his history versus Chicago, he smashed them in the past. 44 and 37 DraftKings points scored versus this team. So he does well. And I'm going to ride that, even though over here it shows that he doesn't have a good matchup versus his position with the ranking. But I'm going with the past history. So give me some Brandon Ingram at 6.6K. All right, so that's all my guards. Quote unquote, those are my favorite guards, guys. Of course, plays like Westbrook to me are in play, man. Even up against ATL, he only scored 51 the last time he met this team, but the 2 times before that he scored 68 and 70. So Westbrook and some of these other guys that are to me common sense plays, like I have a couple of Ben Simmons lineups and a couple of Curry lineups as well. But I'm kind of giving you guys my favorite plays that I will have a good amount of. So. Next up at shooting guard, we're going to have some of the same plays, but Jimmy Buckets, man, gets to go up against his old team. A little bit of a revenge narrative there. All right, Minnesota's coming over to Philly this time, I believe. Yep, and they're 6-point underdogs. All right, so I like Jimmy Buckets in front of his new home crowd going up against his old team. I think he's going to really want to stick it to him. All right, so at 7.6K, give me some Jimmy Buckets. All right, talked about Schroeder, Ingram, Wiggins. Again, on the other side of that coin, 6.5K. Wiggins has really stepped his game up since they got the new coach. All right, 29, 35, and 65 in the last 3 games, and at 6.5K. We only need a few DraftKings points from him to make his 6 times value, which is somewhere around 38 to 40 DraftKings points, and I think that's a possibility in this matchup. Again, should be a nice high over and under game. And should be a competitive game. So at 6.5K, as you can see, Wiggins is playing somewhere around 37, 38, 39 minutes in the last 3 games. So he's going to have a lot of opportunity because he's going to be on the court. So question is, do we get the 29-point Wiggins or do we get the 65-point Wiggins? So I like him at 6.5K though. Coming down a little bit further, this guy here has been on fire. All right, Kelly Oubre, 52, 21, and 47 in the last 3 games. And if you look at his minutes, he's playing 29, 32, and 30 minutes in the last 3 games. And his last 2 times he's played against Indiana, he scored 39 and 24. So to me, those are favorable numbers. And again, he's playing well. I want to catch him while he's hot. Again, I know the ratings don't say he's going to do well because of the defensive ratings. But Kelly Oubre has been getting his minutes consistent, come off the bench looking like a baby, Sweet Lou. So give me some Kelly Oubre. Is Hurter kid? Man, 4.8K going up against Oklahoma City. Yeah, no thank you. I'll pass on that one. Alrighty, so that's all my shooting guards, guys. Again, not my only shooting guard plays, but my favorites. Of course, like I said, Steph Curry. I might get some Levine going up against LA, 214 over and under game. He's coming off a 33 and 35 point game, but this guy's too scoring dependent for me, to be honest. Derrick Rose is questionable right now, it looks like. It's unknown if he will play with some kind of ankle sprain. So if he's out, I may get me a little bit of Teague going up against Philly. But, you know, again, those are my favorite plays at the moment for shooting guard. That could change depending on the information that comes out on the slate with injuries and stuff like that. So at small forward, we got Kyle Kuzma. Again, this guy's been carrying this Lakers team as far as scoring goes. And again, he gets a nice matchup versus Chicago. Again, this guy scored 45, 24, and 45 in his last 3 games. But again, I just like Kuzma because of his usage. Guy had 36% usage in the last game. At home in front of the home crowd. He's gonna want to show out. So I like Kuzma at 7.3K. Come on down a little further. We already talked about Wiggins and Oubre. So those are all the small forwards, guys. Again, I do like Mr. Ben Simmons. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get up for him because I like another guy on that team that's somewhere around that same price point. So next up, power forward. Again, I definitely like Durant at 9.7K going up against Denver in one of the highest over and under games on this slate. So even though I don't have him on my player pool right now, just know I will have some Kevin Durant. To me, that's almost automatic. Same thing with Mr. Paul George. This guy does a lot for this Oklahoma City team. All right, especially when Westbrook has his little shooting slumps. Paul George definitely gets his shot going, so I will have some Paul George. But again, I'm talking about my favorite plays. All right, right now, Draymond Green's looking good to me, man. Again, at 6.3K. Yes, he's coming off a couple of bad games. It says Green hurt his knee in the last game, but will likely be okay to play on Tuesday. So, if you look at his history versus Denver, 17, 32, 54, 33, and 43. So a little bit up and down there, but he's averaging somewhere around 35 DraftKings points. And at 6.3K, I'm with a little bit upside as well, you know, because he had a 54-point game versus this team. So I do like it. Now, it is on the road in Denver. Alrighty, but as you can see right here, there's only a 1-point differential between the two teams. So should be a nice competitive game. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I like Draymond Green on this slate. What else I got? Going down a little bit further, Patrick Patterson. You know, with the whole situation with was it Noel? Was that his name? Yeah, Noel. You know, had the whole situation where he hit his head on the court, and he's going to be out for a while. Adams' backup is going to be Patrick Patterson. Last game, if you look at it, he scored 26 DraftKings points versus this team. And at 3.5K, that's more than enough to get us value. And I think that he has no problem against ATL at making value. Mr. Patterson, definitely like him at 3.5K for a value play at power forward. Also, where is he at? This guy right here, Mr. Spellman. Last game, he played 30 minutes and put up 31 DraftKings points. Now, if you go over to ATL, we got a couple issues right here. Dedmon is questionable, but last thing I read was that he was pretty much doubtful. All right, Jeremy Lin is also questionable, and John Collins is questionable. John Collins is probable pretty much. He's going to most likely play. All right, so you already got Tayshaun Prince that's questionable. So you got a lot of guys out. But Dedmon, from my understanding, is doubtful, which should mean more minutes for either Spellman or Alex Lynn. So pick your poison there. Pay 3.8K for Mr. Spellman, or pay up to, I think, 4.2K for Mr. Alex Lynn, which we're going to see right here on our next position, which is the center. So at the center, I'm going for JoJo. All right, 10.5K at home. Come off a game where he scored 49 points, and he had one of his worst shooting nights. I think he was shooting like 30% from the field. All righty, and he's put up 49 DraftKings points, but he's back at home, going up against Minnesota. To me, he's in a good spot in the 10.5K. You do have Jokic on this slate, going up against Golden State. And this is that guy, you know, he can go off for 75, 80 DraftKings points, get him a triple-double. But I don't believe this is that day for him. But I definitely like Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns. Those are my two favorite centers at the moment if I'm going to pay up. But yeah, Joel Embiid, I'm going with him, man. Pick a side and go with it. That's the side I'm picking. Miles Turner, if he plays, no injury. He had an issue with his shoulder, I believe, before, but he set to play versus the Sun. If he's okay, no minute limit, I'm definitely going to have some Miles Turner. Excuse me, my apologies, guys. As you can see, he put up 46 DraftKings points the last time he played against Phoenix. So 6.5K, I could definitely take a couple of chances with Mr. Miles Turner. Again, Alex Len, 4.1K. So is it going to be him or Spellman at 3.8K that you're going to play? Pick your poison there. Alrighty. So next up, we got, like I said, I already talked about Patrick Patterson. And so those are pretty much my favorite plays at the moment, guys. Millsap, I may throw a couple of dabs in there, but his minutes have been inconsistent. But it should be a nice matchup versus Golden State. But again, his minutes are too inconsistent. Hassan Whiteside's coming off of illness. He's supposed to be back, and he's had positive history versus Milwaukee in the past. We got Giannis that's questionable. And so a lot of questionable tags on this slate, guys. So a lot of information in this video could be changed. So go ahead and follow me over here on Twitter at DK_addict. Alrighty, well, if I have any situations where, I feel like I want to change up my my player pool as far as the locks, I will do it on Twitter. So let's go ahead and go in. Once you get done selecting all your players, guys, your watch players, you want to go over to the lineup optimizer and let Draft Dashboard optimize your lineup. As you can see, it spent the whole $5,000 worth of salary. But if you want to move around some plays, you could. And let's say you want to keep this lineup, right? You can go ahead and click Save Lineup. And if you like, you can actually build a mass lineup by using the mass lineup generator, where you can build between 10 to 100 lineups. Select your how many unique players you want. Select your maximum exposure to any particular player, and click Generate Lineups and let Draft Dashboard build your lineups for you. Now, it would be better for you to build that as close to the slate lock as possible. So I would say 30 to 40 minutes before the slate lock, I would run Optimize at that time, so that way you can have the most up-to-date information. And so let's go ahead and talk about my locks, or my favorite plays, guys. So Lonzo Ball at point guard, Brandon Ingram at shooting guard, Kelly Oubre at small forward. Again, he played Indiana last time, put up 38 DraftKings points in 37 minutes. If you look at his game log, he's been playing around 30 minutes or so in the last 3 games, and he's been smashing 52, 21, and 46, guys. So I like Kelly Oubre in this tough matchup. Patrick Patterson, again, last time he played this team, he put up 21 minutes and put up 26 DraftKings points. And the last game versus San Antonio, he played 23 minutes and put up 22. And so at 3.5K, Patrick Patterson does not have to do much, and he gets a favorable matchup versus ATL. All right, Jimmy Buckets, this is strictly a narrative on a revenge, going up against his old team. As you can see, he came off a terrible game versus New York. All right, 28 minutes, only put up 28 DraftKings points. But I do like this matchup versus his old team. Let's go. And then JoJo. I like JoJo. Mr. Joel Embiid at 10.5K. So if you look at this, man, his last game he put up 9 for 24. This guy put up 24 shots. 3.75% field goal percentage. All right, only had 8 rebounds versus New York. All right, so to me, this is going to be a bounce back game for Mr. Joel Embiid going up against Karl Anthony Towns. Should be a nice, fun game. I'm going with Joel Embiid. So there you go, guys. That leaves you 4,900 for the last 2 positions, which gives you some options. But as I always say, guys, these players are not going to be in every single lineup. So I might drop JoJo and go with Jokic on a lineup, right? Or I might drop Patterson and throw in the guys from ATL. We got a couple of value plays at center, right, with Alex Len and Spellman. So again, we're gonna mix it up. But these guys are my core plays. They're gonna be a good amount of those guys in my lineup. So good luck on today's slate, guys. Drop your comments below. Please let me know who you love, who you hate. Also, don't forget to hit the like button before you go. And if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. And as you can see, Draft Dashboard has built the lineup. So click See Your Lineups. And then from here, you can export them to your game of choice, either DraftKings or FanDuel. So peace. I'm out.